Click the link in the video's description to call into the show. Let's talk.
The B&B Show is about to begin. Bear and the Blade want to hear from you. Call in now to save your spot in line.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, WSN presents
the T to the B and B. This is how we go. Welcome to the B&B Show. B&B Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your hosts, Professor Bear and Gavin the Blade Hayes.
We're back.
Oh man. As always, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the B&B Show. Your main co-host, Gavin the Blade Hayes, and of course, Professor Bear here. And we have a very special episode today. I can tell you this much. I'm looking very, very much forward to this episode. I don't know about you, but I've been thinking about this. I've been wanting to do this episode for a while now, truthfully.
This is one of those episodes and subject that I think is over talked about, but it's a good thing because everybody has their different takes on it, and you know, I think our fans are going to enjoy this one.
Yes, I do too. And of course, if you are watching this, you know what we're talking about. We are talking about the streak. And before I even go into it, we just want to say we really appreciate y'all watching. If you do have any opinions or anything about the streak, facts, I know you do. Everybody does. If you're a wrestling fan, you have an opinion about the streak. That's just the way it is. So call in. The link is in the description. Call in. Give us your input, what you think about the streak, your opinions, all of it. But without further ado, let's just dive right in. And again, we are talking about one of the most legendary accomplishments in wrestling history, and that's the Undertaker's Wrestlemania Streak. For over 2 decades, the dead man walked into WrestleMania, the biggest stage of them all, and walked out undefeated. 21 straight wins against legends, icons, I mean, you name it. And all of a sudden
Jobbers.
at WrestleMania, yeah, jobbers, monsters, you name it. But then at WrestleMania 30, the impossible happened. And so to walking through the matches, sharing facts, opinions, memories, and obviously the big debate, who should have ended the streak. So buckle in, the lights are dimming, the bell is tolling, and the legacy of the streak lives on. I'm just going to say this right now. I specifically remember, like, I was gonna ask this question earlier, but it's not even really a question to me. It's more of just a statement. Now that I think about it, I'm just gonna say it right now, and you know, you agree or disagree or whatever, but I think at times multiple times, the streak was bigger than the title match.
Oh, definitely.
And it's like it's what made me want to watch some WrestleManias, you know? Like it's what made me tune into, like, I want to watch WrestleMania tonight because of the streak. And I have a couple, and I'll name those when we get to them, but it was bigger than the title matches for some manias.
Oh yeah. I think I think once they acknowledged the streak, it became something on its own. It was, like you said, bigger than the title matches. It actually carried some WrestleManias because, let's just be real, they had some real garbage ass WrestleMania. You always hear the home run with it, but the streak was like, it was the, dare I say, the Michael Jordan, it was the holy grail. You can be a champion, but who gives a damn? Could you beat the Undertaker?
Exactly. And you know, like you were saying, there was it carried some WrestleManias, you know, that was don't worry, we'll get to that. But like I said, we'll jump right into this. Obviously, just a quick background, you know, kind of a little bit on the Streak Taker himself. For those who are watching, I'm sure you all know, but just to dive in real quick. Obviously, Taker debuted at Survivor Series in 1990. His first WrestleMania was against Jimmy Superfly Snuka. And it, like we were saying, it really became a selling point of WrestleMania at a lot of times. But it wasn't really recognized that much until like the mid 2000s. Like when he went 10-0, they finally said something. And then against Randy Orton at WrestleMania 21 and 05 is when they like really pushed it as like, oh my gosh, the streak, you know? And so before we even continue, at what point, Bear, because you know you've been watching wrestling a long time, much longer than me. At what point did you kind of realize the streak was a thing, or when it first kind of hit you? Like, what was the first match, or you know, when it was like, oh damn, he's onto something, or was it when they announced it, or you know?
Really, I think when it first hit me, and I was like, oh damn, oh wow, really was between him and Kane in 98. That was the first time, because they did such a great job with Kane appearing and setting it up, and that was, I think, the first legitimate, oh shit, he may lose, because they did the storyline so well. And he didn't want to fight his brother, and he had doubts. I think that was really the first time that it became apparent to me, like, oh wow, he's undefeated. They had to go back and check. No, he lost it. No, and then that's when, for me, I started paying attention to it.
Yeah. That's why I asked you, because I was not watching WrestleMania yet. I wasn't even live yet. So
thank you for making me feel old.
I'm sorry. But like I said, I do remember when I really started watching, it was already established. So it was a big thing, you know, whoop-de-doo, but it was still, it was insane. And you know, just because I have it here, let's just go real quick, go down. I mean, kind of test the knowledge a little bit. Obviously, I said his first win was against Jimmy Snuka. Do you remember his second win when he became 2-0?
Yeah, Jake the Snake Roberts. And
all right, I'll let you just keep going. I'll let you keep going.
All right. This one, I'm almost ashamed to even say this one. the Giant Gonzalez in by far one of the worst WrestleManias of all time, in my opinion. So, which WrestleMania I'm talking about? Jimmy, the first one was 7 when he defeated Jimmy Snuka. 8 was the second one where he beat Roberts. Yeah, I definitely agree there, Brady.
Chloroform.
The third one was WrestleMania 9, I believe. I believe it was 9 against Giant Gonzalez, and so then he skipped the Mania, and the next one was King Kong Bundy.
Yes, sir.
And for me, that one was kind of wow, because King Kong hadn't been seen for a while, and then he just popped up all of a sudden. It's like, oh, Jesus. And it's like, okay, he's older. King Kong Bundy is a little older, but it's like, but he's a monster. And it's like, okay. And then once he got dropped on his head, it's like, okay, that pushing the young guy. Okay, cool.
Yeah, pushing the young guy. Yep, definitely.
So then we get to the infamous Undertaker versus Diesel, WrestleMania 12. Now, this one, for me, hit a little different because I don't know how I knew, or I heard the rumor Diesel was leaving. So for me, it was like, oh, hell, that's a no-brainer then. He got to put over Taker, and which he did. And surprisingly enough, it was a more entertaining match than I had thought they were going to put on. It was something better. And hey, we say a lot about Kevin Nash, and he wasn't a great champ, this, that, the other. I give Kevin Nash a lot of credit for not just doing the job. He did the job. He knew to make that match special and had respect for Taker. So it was a decent match.
It is better than the next match. That's what I'm going to
say. So this is definitely the infamous Undertaker versus Psycho Sid for the WWE Championship. And it was a no disqualification match. And oh my God. Let's get it out the way. This is the infamous match where Psycho Sid shitted himself in the ring.
And it went on for like 20 minutes. Like it was like a 22-minute match, man. Oh.
And he did it early. It was early in the match. You know,
what's sad? That's not even the worst part about the match. It's just a bad match, man. It's a bad match.
And God rest his soul. I never was a big Psycho Sid guy. I thought to myself, how in the hell is he a champion just because he's a big man? I just did not like Sid. And that match was rough to watch. I can just imagine Taker doing moves like, did you shit yourself? What the hell? It was just, it was terrible.
Yeah, I think we can move on from that one. In my personal opinion,
What's going on, Rusty?
and yes, call in, please. Like I said, we are talking about the streak at the moment. We are about to go into the next match, and we're just going down the line of matches. But we're talking about the streak. Tell us your thoughts, opinions, all that good stuff. Anything you want to talk about with the streak, call in, comment, whatever. We're going all in. But yeah, Bear, we're gonna move on from Psycho Sid's match.
The next match is one that I personally started paying more attention to. The other ones, okay, were the other ones, but this is when I first thought about and understood that he's been undefeated. And this match was him versus Kane.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the best as far as storyline driven things that Taker had did. And credit to WWF, they really did the storyline justice. They made you want to see what was going to happen because we didn't know much about Kane. It was just getting started, and man, I thought it was a great match, even though Kane damn near broke Taker's neck on the first tombstone. he didn't hit it good, but it was a great match. The anticipation and everything, I definitely started paying attention to it.
Okay. Yeah, that I did when I went back and watched the WrestleManias. That was a good match, but the next match was a snuff film. So if that tells you anything,
I'll let you go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, so Jason Bruce, I'm still Jack Tuesday. That's good as that. At least from Dusty Butt Rock Band and his posse. I love it. That's what makes my Saturday nights better.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so yeah, WrestleMania and Undertaker versus Big Boss Man. Yeah. So Undertaker versus Big Boss Man. Big Boss Man wanted to prove that he was snuff enough for WWF and decided to for Undertaker to hang him in the middle of the ring after their Hell in a Cell match. And then, hey, guess what? Big Boss Man wrestled a year later at WrestleMania. Thank you so much for coming back after you were murdered. I don't even. It's one of those. It's just one of those like, what the hell, I don't know what else to say about it, truthfully, honestly. And I think we can just keep going because it's like, what?
I only want to have one thing I can say. Whoever came up with this idea, I hope their ass got fired. That's all I'm saying.
Good God.
Another person that I admire that doesn't get the love I think he deserves is Ray Traylor, aka the Big Boss Man, and yes, we can go to the next.
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say, and this one, every time this WrestleMania is talked about, gets talked about a lot. Brady always mentions this match because everybody seems to forget about it. But yeah, WrestleMania 17, Triple H, Undertaker had fought Triple H, and it was a really good match. It's just because there was one better than it. So they fought 3 times. We'll get to those in a little bit, but yeah, WrestleMania 17, he fought Triple H, and then of course after that, do you remember who he fought after that?
Woo!
Yeah, and actually a really good match, man. A damn good match.
Let me say this. Before we get into that one. People do not get. Okay, we'll get to my comment.
Yeah, Yeah.
Let's see who's on the line.
I was gonna say we got a caller on the line. We'll get to that in just a second. Let's bring him on.
Y'all supposed to say y'all have the greatest caller in the history of WSN on the line right now. That's what you're supposed to do.
I'm sorry. I'll get it right next time. I'm sorry.
You got to give some respect to the king.
Okay, there. Look at that. Everybody watching, we have the greatest caller on the line in the middle of your screen right there. Read his name and say it proud. The King Outlaw, Jason Bruce.
That's right.
What I will say is not just the greatest, the most handsomest. I mean, I'm trying to be real and just tell it like it is, because this man, and I have to say this, and this is some of the funniest things for me. As I get to meet certain people, and I have a problem recognizing how big I am when I'm meeting people. And when I got to meet him in person, I thought to myself, holy shit, you're a big man. Then I thought, wait a minute, I'm just as big as you. That makes me a big man, so I need to chill out.
Dude,
Jason, hey, there you go.
Hey, we're look at that. We're promoting, we're selling. I mean,
that's what happens when you get on here. See,
can you believe 13 lost to me? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can believe that. I can believe that.
Honestly,
Let me tell you why.
I did not know that. Wow.
I didn't know that, but I can believe it because Triple H likes to give back to the wrestling business.
Yes, he does. Now, the only thing I would say, he didn't give back when he took on Sting, but that's a whole different subject.
I was gonna say there's a couple matches that we don't have to get into. Booker T.
Right.
Jeez. But I digress. We're gonna continue talking about the streak. Obviously, the streak. I don't have to explain it to you, Jason. I think you know what the streak is. I think you're familiar with it. I mean,
That's that accident during that soccer game, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one accident, that soccer game that happened a long time
Yeah.
ago.
That was my cousin.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
No. It was Ron Bannon's cousin, actually.
Now, that one I could believe.
Yeah, that was his kissing cousin, actually.
Do you have a favorite streak at the Undertaker WrestleMania match?
A favorite match of the streak?
Yeah.
Probably the one where it got noticed that y'all were just talking about, him and Flair. I actually really liked that match. I thought it had a lot of story to it. And it meant a lot to Flair. Just at that point in his career, he had lost confidence in who he was. And I don't see how you can lose confidence in being, freaking Ric Flair.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. That's like an oxymoron. That doesn't even make any sense. So I thought it was really cool, and Taker even said, he got to pick out of two people, Ric Flair or RVD, and he said nothing against RVD. Because they had great matches, but he was like, I'm going to get a chance to work with Flair at WrestleMania. I'm picking Flair. The same concept of when AJ wanted to work with Taker. They're both at the tail end of their careers, and that's probably the last opportunity that they're going to get to work them and have a very good match. Regardless of how the AJ Styles match went with the Boneyard match or whatever, that would have been it would have been a good match on TV with an audience as well. I thought it was really cool and a good way to go out, considering the circumstances, but it still would have been great, either way. But I think him and the Flair match was pretty good. The him and Shawn match, both of them, were bangers. I love both of them. So, and I'm a Shawn Michaels guy. I'm a Taker guy, but I'm a Shawn Michaels guy. Through and through. If you ever pay attention to my beginning of my career, I was the Oklahoma Cowboy, Jason Bruce, and I had loose, leathery looking pants, and that did the super kick.
He had the chaps on.
I didn't have chaps. They were full. They were full pleather pants. I still have them actually. One of these days I might bring them out. I don't know.
We should get you some chaps, man, for your next match. Get you some chaps out there, and you can hit some sweet chin music with wearing some chaps. Or the you remember when Sean wore those ugly brown tight pants?
Man.
I don't know what he was thinking on that, at all. Wasn't it for Elimination Chamber or something like that?
First one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say too much because I'm not saying I've had the greatest gear of my career. My first gear was blue jeans with holes in them and just some black, athletic tights underneath, and I wore soft sole cowboy boots. I didn't have much of my beginning career attire as well. So. But he was well into his career, so that's what was bad. But
yeah. I tell you, the Triple H Undertaker match the year prior, I thought was the best actually of all three matches that they've had. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for that. A lot of people are like, how can you not like the Hell in a Cell? I just personally thought they just took it to another level in that match.
If you're going physical and basing it off true physicality of the match, yes, I would have to throw some agreement with you. I think people throw the Hell in a Cell series out and the end of an era and everything like that because it was just impactful. The story was so there with him and Sean and everything. And again, that should have. I think I said this to Blade the other night. That should have ended all three of their careers in ring.
Yeah. And like you just said, in where the streak should have ended. And see, that was in my opinion, that's my favorite streak match is the Hell in a Cell because the story, man. When Shawn Michaels starts as a referee, then he kind of gets involved and he tells Triple H, don't hit him with a sledgehammer, tells Taker stop, and then he hits sweet chin music and then it goes into the pedigree. I thought that was it. He just got hit with a sweet chin music and a pedigree. It's over. And he kicks out. And then oh my gosh, dude. And then they're all three standing at the stage. I think that should have definitely been it. But
yeah. The only argument I would have is I don't know if I would necessarily say end the streak, but I definitely it should have ended their careers on that match. That was such a beautiful story there. It really was, and just them walking up together. I'm sorry, that was such a good image. Them holding together, and they knew because they knew what they did. They knew they had a great match and a great story out there. But if I had to say, should that have been the one that beat the streak? That'd be hard to say because I just if we ended it there, I would say the streak never got beat and they just retired, and it was an undefeated streak, and nobody could ever touch it again.
Yeah. That's what I was saying was I think it should have ended there, but the streak not ended. I just think it should have just been done. It should have ended because that was. When he beat CM Punk and he lost to Lesnar, he was 21. So if he didn't face Punk at all, that would have been 20. So he should have ended it 20-0. Perfect even number, 20-0, end of an era, call it.
I tell you, in that match, the one thing was how Sean did this, how he sold everything. And that look when he kicked out is one of my favorite moments. It's just, I felt like I was Sean, damn near ready to cry. And that's what I love, matches where they tell stories and before you know it, you are stuck in so much that you after the match, you're like, oh, Jesus, I need a drink. Oh, God. That's what I love about professional wrestling.
And that's what's crazy, Bear, is you were there for the Undertaker and Triple H match. And you haven't even talked about it. You were there the year before.
Don't remind me.
It was the only good match on the card. I thought it was a good match.
You
talking about the one before the Hell in a Cell?
Yeah. The year before, where they had the street fight and Taker had to go, like he won because Triple H didn't tap. He just passed out from the Hell's Gate, and they carried him out on the stretcher. And Bear was there for that, and it was the only good match on the card. I'll admit.
Well, okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Before we talk about that, let's go back. We've been going in order.
You're right.
Let's go back to
You're right. Sorry.
I get on here and y'all get all discombobulated.
Yeah, we're all screwed up now. Exactly. I had a perfect good segment, and then you get on here, and I don't even know where I'm at anymore. I lost my reading.
If you ever hear anything about me, it's that I love messing stuff up and I love pissing off people. So that's kind of my thing, I make people quit and stuff all the time, like it's what it is.
I just have.
I'm a lot to take in. I know I am.
I had to be honest with you. Meeting you in person, it was like meeting a white version of me. You just the person. I just want to give you a big hug and just. Look, I'm not saying you ain't gonna stomp somebody out when you need to. But if they don't get on your bad side, you are one of the
damn
nicest people on earth.
Hey, look, Bear, I like Jason Bruce as much as the next guy, but damn, we're gonna have to get you a shirt or something. You need me to want me to get off the call and I'll let y'all talk?
What's funny is it's funny because you don't make me feel bad because I'm the white version, because my brother who's almost exactly the same size as me is black. So just so you know, I don't think I'm full white. Just saying, right?
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness!
That's great. That's great.
Okay. Oh, we got another caller on the line.
We don't care.
I don't make the rules, man.
Tell Brady to shut up. Tell Brady to shut up. I know that he said it. Look, and he needs to go back and fix some comments over there with revealing my Clark Kent name. Like, don't be doing that.
Clark Kent name.
Yeah, we don't.
At the top. I saw that. Your Clark Kent name.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Who is? Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I'm Batman. That's all you need to know. I'm Batman. Like, that's all you need to know.
I have a discussion with him.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so who's the caller online? Is it anybody that I know or I might like?
You will like him. Yes.
I will?
I like him.
Okay.
I like him a lot.
Okay.
Hold on just 1 second. Let me see here.
Look, a second's a long time, okay? I tell my girlfriend that a lot. No.
I am going to put him up there. Yeah, no, I like him. Bring him on. It's Mikey V, okay? And
Mikey B, okay.
No, not Mikey B. It's not Mikey B, it's Mikey V.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say, Mike, man, it's great to talk to you, man. I've been trying to hop on watch-alongs on Mondays, but Monday nights I'm busy. I can't really get on there, but it's great to see you, man. You're muted though, so I can't get the damn thing you're saying.
Man. I was going to make a bad comment, but I don't know if she's watching, so I don't want to say nothing about muted girlfriends or something.
Hello.
There you go.
There he is.
Guys, I wanted to hop talking about Undertaker, and Undertaker's my favorite wrestler of all time. So just wanted to stop in really quick. And Bear, I got to agree with you. My favorite Undertaker match of all time is WrestleMania 17. him and Triple H.
Wow.
Just the fact that Pat Patterson goes to Vince McMahon and says, "Hey, two of your biggest stars aren't on this card. I guess we'll throw them in a match." And they made the best out of that there. But yeah, what match are you guys on right now?
We are on the
Shitty match.
God.
Yeah, it's
the Undertaker versus Big Show and A-Train.
Yeah. Yeah.
So WrestleMania 19 is near and dear to my heart. I know a lot of people say 17 is the best of all time. I truly believe 19 is the best of all time.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That is why. That right there, I'm saying it. You're my favorite on WSN. I don't give a shit who's listening. I don't give a damn anymore. Mike, I'm so serious. Yes, WrestleMania 17 is good. I'm not denying that. But 19 is through and through. Every single match is a good. Now this one's a little iffy. This one's a little iffy.
Mm-hmm.
A little.
Yeah. If anything, this is the worst. Well, I mean,
it's the worst
go
match.
Ahead, don't be saying.
Depending on how you feel.
Look at the rest of the card. Because look at WrestleMania 17. They had that terrible China and Ivory match. You know,
depending on how you feel about Booker T and Triple H match.
No,
then this is definitely the worst.
No, that match, the ending was terrible, but the match itself was good.
I mean, shitty handicap match versus blatant racism. Where do you kind of balance that? But
yeah, exactly. But like I said, yeah, WrestleMania 19, I'm with you on that. Let's keep talking Undertaker.
So then we go to WrestleMania 20, the rematch.
Oh God, I did not like this.
Undertaker defeats Kane once again.
Yeah, is that the Buried Alive?
No, that's how he became the Dead Man again.
No,
I couldn't remember if that was WrestleMania or not.
And I did not. I'll be honest. I don't like this match. I'm not a fan of this match. It's not one of my go-tos when I go back. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I can understand. I think for me, because he had went to morph into the biker Undertaker, and it's like now they're going back to the Dead Man. And for me, it was like it was just too. I don't know. It almost felt like.
Don't talk about my boy Nathan Jones, all right? That dude was a monster. If he could figure out psychology, he would have been great.
Hey,
and he would have made a WrestleMania card.
And also, Nathan is such a great actor. Let's not look.
Yeah,
he's the one that really got Hollywood over with wrestlers. He was the one.
No, that was David Arquette. Hey, I'm not gonna. Never mind. I'm not even getting to that. I'm gonna piss people off if I say that. I'm not even gonna say that.
You kind of did already.
I was gonna say something else worse, but we're not gonna get into that for another day. I can already see the title now. The B&B Show. Why David Arquette winning the heavyweight championship was a good move for WCW. Okay, so moving on. WrestleMania 21.
That's why that company is dead.
Yeah. WrestleMania 21.
Strikes again.
Dude, I can tell you this much. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, this is when the streak was heavily like shoved down people's throats. Like, here, buy a shirt. The streak is on the line against legend killer himself, Randy Orton, in a great match.
Yeah. I'm a huge Randy fan, and I thought that match was really good.
I honestly thought that was the only legitimate time that they were going to break the streak early.
They really, and going back, they thought about it. A bunch of names that were in the hat. Randy was on top. Edge was on top. Obviously Triple H, but those names were the big names that were on top to end the streak.
I think Taker was for it as well, because he'd always said if anybody's gonna break it, it's gonna make somebody that it matters to. Like it matters for their career.
Right.
So
I thought the one thing too about this match that I enjoyed was Bob Orton was in it, and he met
the cast.
Yes,
Yeah.
I loved it.
I always say that you can do just a little, and it has so much meaning into it.
Yeah.
And Bob proved that in that match. It was one of my sleeper matches that I always go to if I want to watch some just great psychology.
I think that was the cool thing about that match too, was like, yeah, we had the Kane match the year prior, but this was the first match I think that you really got to see the Dead Man and like that hybrid kind of American Badass. I'll say move set. CM Punk will probably kill me for saying that, but that the move set that kind of tied the two together. So it was pretty cool to see that, especially against Randy. I don't think he could have did that as well against Kane, which obviously, you know, we got what we got. But man, I really think Randy kind of rejuvenated him a little bit in that, because if you think back, like he was thinking about retirement, you know,
Right.
So like the fact that he had that type of caliber, that high caliber of a match at that time was, really cool to see.
Yeah, and you know, and then going on to next year, WrestleMania 22, he was in a casket match.
Yeah.
You remember who he fought?
Mark Henry.
Mark, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
Mark Henry.
Yeah,
And,
Mark.
and wasn't, if I remember correctly, this was also some talks to ending the streak as well.
It was.
Yeah, this was talks to ending the streak. Mark Henry was talks to ending the streak. I mean, you know, maybe no, I can't see it. Never mind. Not even Hall of Pain. I can't see it.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. This is the pre.
Yeah, this was before
Mark got that real killer instinct and learned how to really work the crowd.
Oh yeah. Until they ribbed him. That's when that Mean Streak came out, and they ribbed him, and he was out there waiting for a match that never came out there.
Yeah.
Hey, the Hall of Pain Mark Henry was a different time, man. He's coming out there. Oh, step up! Somebody go get the ass kick, you know, and it's like, holy shit.
That was thug Mark Henry is what that was. Coming out the 3-6 Mafia and everything.
Hey, the damn 3-6 Mafia.
Wasn't this when Mark Henry came back? Like, because prior he was with Teddy Long and Rodney Mack, right?
Right.
So, like, I think this was also the year he came back by himself, solo.
I love Rodney. Love the Red Dog. I mean, he's such a good dude, man. I think that was like right before that.
That's awesome.
Now, the next match, though, again, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of it, but that's also because I'm really not a fan of who he's fighting. It was for the World Heavyweight Championship, though.
Batista, wasn't
it? Yeah. I'm just not a Batista fan. It's known. I can't get behind him. I've never gotten behind him. It's just the match itself wasn't even that good in my opinion, but I'm just not a Batista fan. So
it was for Taker's title win was the only reason it main evented. I mean, that honestly, like there were so many other better matches that should have main evented.
Yeah. Well, this match didn't main event. They were in the middle of the card.
Were they? I thought they main evented. Oh no, it was Shawn and Cena.
No,
that's wait.
It was Taker. It was Triple H and Orton that main evented, and the reason I remember this is because Taker and Batista were pissed that they were put in the middle of the card, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna make sure we tear the house down."
Main event was Cena and Shawn.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought it was because it was supposed to be Cena Triple H, and Triple H tore his pec, I think.
And he had to wear ugly biker shorts.
Were they purple?
Oh gosh.
Well, better than brown.
For Taker for the ECW title. Nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted ECW. I'm not a fan of Batista. I never liked. I liked his theme song. I love Saliva, but the match itself.
His best work was when he's in full makeup and he's playing somebody from the Marvel universe.
I heard that you went for that role too, Jason.
Huh?
Hey, you
Oh no, I would have made it. I would have made it so much better.
I said I heard you went for that role too.
yeah. Hey, honestly, I'm
I
glad
would
I'm,
make it so
not
much.
the only, I'm glad I'm not the only Batista hater in this chat. I feel great about myself. Usually,
I'm not a Batista fan. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not. Yeah, I mean, I like the best. The best thing that I like Batista, and this is before his like Hollywood break. I thought he had one of the greatest physiques. Like I thought, dude looked phenomenal. He looked like a WWE superstar. Like that is the best thing I could say about him.
have you seen him
Yeah.
now?
Oh, now he's lost so much weight, but he says he feels great. So good for him. I mean, that's I don't not like the guy. I just don't like his work.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I don't hate like Dave Batista.
Exactly.
I hate Batista. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like John Cena, I despise him as a wrestler. I'm sorry. I think he is the most overrated wrestler of all time.
Yes.
As a person, I think he's a great person at heart because of all the stuff he did with Make a Wish and stuff like that. And now I think a lot more of him because the way he is finally given back. Well, I won't say finally given back. He's given plenty to the wrestling world. But he's given something that he's truly wanted and something that the fans have truly wanted, and that's a John Cena heel turn.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I'm
Now-
gonna say this, and then we can go to the next match.
Yeah.
I thought this was a phenomenal match. I thought they stole the show because no one really thought that they were gonna be able to put on something together because of their styles. It just like they kind of clash, but I really thought it was a great match.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The next year, though, was also for the World Heavyweight Championship. And when I compare it to the Batista one, shit, night and day, which was also a big contender to the streak being broken. This one actually, during the time, got the closest to coming to an end. It was right there. And this guy said, I can't do it. And that's Edge.
Do you know what pisses me off the most about this match? Is
What's
that
that?
the year before, Edge was also undefeated at WrestleMania. This was supposed to be undefeated. However, he was in that horrific Money in the Bank that I think CM Punk won, and got taken out on a stretcher. And they kind of like put an asterisk next to it, like he didn't win or didn't lose, to kind of say, "Oh yeah, he's kind of undefeated." Man, don't put him in that Money in the Bank. Let him win whatever, versus whoever last year, and actually do like a legitimate streak versus streak would have like sold so many more tickets to me. I mean, they main evented whatever, but
yeah, and it was a damn good main event, and like I said, it was the closest to ending. I mean, it literally got down to one last person, and that was Edge, and Edge was like, "Hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. You're crazy."
Yeah, Edge had a lot of respect. He didn't feel he deserved. I mean, I won't say he didn't deserve, but I think he thought he didn't deserve it.
Right. And for me, the streak was okay. If we're gonna do this, let's elevate someone.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And Vince McMahon just went pussy. I'm just there. I said it. It was stupid, but I'm gonna hold off before I really get into how I feel.
Yeah, that's still coming up. You gotta wait a minute.
Yeah. Sometimes I get a little pissed off and I get on my old man rant, so I'm trying not to.
Hey, being pissed off is a lot better than being pissed on. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I thought this was a damn good match. I think it was one of the better ones, especially from the ones that we've named. Like I said, it was really close to becoming the end of the streak, but the next match, well, the next two matches, obviously, it's a good thing that the streak didn't come to an end because we wouldn't have these. And of course, the next match is considered, I've seen this a lot lately, this is considered the greatest match of all time. Forget the streak, forget WrestleMania. And that's Shawn Michaels Undertaker, the first one at 25. This is considered the greatest match of all time to a lot of people.
If I was training to be a wrestler and wanted to learn psychology,
Which you
and
still
how
can.
to
Just saying.
work. These two matches are what I would study, because to me they put on not just great matches, they showed how to work, how to sell to the crowd, how to get the. I know all of us know, but just they had us in the palm of their hand. And they did just tremendous work, and it shows how veterans, when they want to do something, they can do it. That was just tremendous, both of them.
Yeah, and I agree with that, and I'm going to add to it. The problem with some of this generation of wrestlers that are coming out, and this is not a jab to anybody specifically. It's just a lot of them they have this big thing. Well, I don't want to look weak. I don't want to look weak. Dude, those guys, easily on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Easily. Those two guys specifically. They went out and they gave each other everything. Didn't argue with it, and they gave greatest match of all time. And you go back and look at that, and go, okay, well, did either of those guys look weaker than the other? No, not at all. And Sean is way smaller than Taker.
Right.
And so I go back and I look at that and I go, how can you not try to make sense out of a match when you got these two guys who, Taker wasn't the biggest he had been in a long time, but he was still outweighing Sean, and neither of them looked weak. So that's why I'm like, it's all about being smart and psychology in the ring. So yeah.
And that was the cool thing with they had the ring psychology and the story psychology. That story sucked you in to make you want to see this back to back. It wasn't just a, hey, this is a once and done thing. It's like, no, we're going to take you on this emotional, hardcore, badass journey, and we're going to make you like this, not because like you need to like it. It's because you're going to want to like it after we're done. Right. I mean, like just the way that it was presented. I think yes, 17 is my favorite Taker match of all time. This is the greatest Undertaker WrestleMania match of all time, I think.
Now with since they went back to back, now which one do y'all think was better? This one or the 25 or 26? The
this
first
one.
or second one?
100% this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say the first one.
Not by much though.
Yeah, it's damn close.
Yeah, it's damn close. Yeah,
and that's the thing about it too. Who besides those two thought that after you did the one, you could even come close?
Dude,
right?
Because it's those two. Because it's those two. It's those two. It's Undertaker and Mr. WrestleMania himself. It's two of the greatest professional wrestlers ever to step into the ring, and that will never ever change.
It's the greatest character of all time in Taker, and you got one of the best in-ring performers ever of all time.
No.
Exactly.
And Jason, to your point too, the fact wrestlers today as well, because then after this match leading up to that, how many times did Shawn lose because he was trying to get back to Taker? He didn't look weak to me, like in that match. And I think that's the to your point, the psychology of, hey, sometimes you look stronger when losing, and that's happens.
And perfect example is the second match when Shawn did lose and he retired. Because think about it. And that's what pisses me. And it's a completely different rant, but that's what pisses me off about the whole crown jewel shit. I know he got paid a lot of money, cool, whatever.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, Shawn was the few wrestlers who had a genuine, actual retirement. He wasn't out of he was still in good shape. He was in good shape. He could have kept going, but he honored the retirement. He honored it and he kept it, and that was it. And he stayed retired. And
him and Flair should have both honored their retirement.
Yeah,
I thought both of their in-ring retirements in WWE was a beautiful thing. People they forgot about kayfabe and they were just completely shoot out there, and it was awesome. Flair's was awesome, and I think Sean's was awesome, and I think that's what both of them should have stayed retired.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Flair.
Flair's broke all the time. That's his problem. Is he doesn't know how to freaking budget his money. That's his problem.
Oh yeah,
Flair kept.
Yeah.
But Sean, that's what I'm saying.
You need to keep straws and dollar bills away from Flair, and he could probably budget his money a lot better.
Sean had that genuine retirement. Like after the match, he stood there, he raised his hand, he waved goodbye, and it stayed. And like I said, crown jewel. But anyway, those are just two phenomenal matches. And then of course he went back to back with Sean. The next two matches we've already talked a little bit about them going together, 27-28, two back-to-back matches with Triple H. And Mike V, we were talking about that. Bear was there at 27 for the street fight.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, it was the best match on the card. Give it that at least.
Yeah.
Shit. 27. 27.
Who was all the matches on that card?
Oh, God, it's bad, dude.
I know the Miz main evented. That's all.
Was that the Miz Cena one?
Yes.
Thanks, Scott. I like the ending. I'm sorry. I like the ending of that match.
Because
I didn't like the match per se, but I like the ending.
Here's the thing that pisses me off. Oh, God.
Look, I'm going to tell you truthfully, the best match on that card was the pre-match between Bryan Danielson and Sheamus for the U.S. title. That one was a banger.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm a Sheamus fan, and I think he's very, very underrated. So, I can believe that. Absolutely.
Big John, what would you know about pussies?
Wait. There's one in the video right now. Now there's zero. There's one. Zero. Holy shit. Look at that. That's crazy. There's your answer to your question, Big John. Thank you so much. Now, the thing is, I'm not even going into WrestleMania 27. Not doing it today. I refuse. I'm going to get a damn headache. But
look.
I actually enjoyed the street fight. I really did. I thought it was a good match. I'll be honest. I thought it was a pretty good match.
It wasn't the match. It was the ending that just pissed me the fuck off.
Now, what did you not like about it? Did you not like how he didn't tap? It just kind of ended but passed out. Did you not like Taker being on a stretcher? Or?
He had like a seat.
No, the seat was actually pretty good.
Oh.
What did you not like about it?
I didn't like the Taker went out on the stretcher. I didn't like the way he won with Hell's Gate and then passed out. And I'm going to be honest here. It was in my head at that time that fucking Triple H. That's all I kept thinking. You just can't go ahead and take an ass whooping. You still got to look better than Taker. You pussy, you. That was my feelings then.
Because he probably went up and he's like, "Hey, Mark, I got this idea. I'm not gonna tap," and then just kind of went from there.
I was gonna say, and now all you think of is you see the picture of Triple H with the shovel. Triple H with the shovel. Hey, I love Triple H. I respect you. I can't even talk bad about it.
I can't even talk bad about it. There's so much like during that Reign of Terror and then like even into the later parts, like where he was giving back, where I'm just like, ugh.
Well, the only problem I have with this match and basically every Triple H match ever going forward, holy shit, why are they all half an hour? Oh, I don't want to see Triple H like shit. WrestleMania 32 against Roman Reigns. Good God. A 30-minute Triple H match in 2016. Lord help me, please make it stop. I can't watch this. And that was the problem. This street fight went like 28 minutes. It went like 28 minutes.
And then look, you have to remember too that we just had to sit there through that Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler shit. Too.
Oh my God. Okay, we need to stop talking about that because I'm going to get legitimately pissed off. Jerry King's only WrestleMania match, and that's what you give him, and you let it go down like that.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're moving on.
Yeah, Jerry's a legend, and I agree. That's what you give him, like.
Yeah, please do. Let's move.
like I said, Mike, we did talk about WrestleMania 28, the Hell in a Cell match, which most of us, agreed that's the end of an era. And I say this, it should have ended there, not the streak. They should have ended it all there. Right. End of an era. Taker went out on 20-0. Leave it at that. They all finished with all three of them standing at the top of the stage. That match, though, genuinely, when I watched it, was the first time I really thought the streak's over. Because when Shawn Michaels hit the super kick and then it went into the pedigree, I'm like, dude, it's over. It's over, bro. And he kicks out. And then Triple H kept kicking out of the damn tombstone. It's a match I could watch over and over and over and still get goosebumps, man. I'm like, holy shit.
I think over. Like if they all three of them, well, obviously Shawn was already done, but if all three of them were calling it a career at that time, absolutely. I personally think 3 years from now, which we'll get to, should have been the one that ended the streak.
Oh, okay. We'll get there in just a second. But yeah, 28. We already talked about, so we'll go on to 29, which honestly I forget even happened half the time. But when you rewatch it, it's actually a pretty damn good match, best match on the card at least, and that's CM Punk.
The one thing that really,
I like that match.
I do too. The best part of it was giving Paul Bearer his just due. He had just passed. They incorporated him, and his family were okay with it. I thought that was a fitting tribute. Punk, honestly, I thought they should have been the main event, especially with.
I missed it. We missed the comment. Blade's face over there is getting me. I don't know.
No, I'm no. Y'all can keep going. I'm thinking about the main of. Well, I'm blanking. Y'all got me screwed up. The main event of 29, The Rock and Cena twice in a lifetime.
No,
that terrible ass shit match.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, WrestleMania 29 is just another bad Mania. This is the only good match on the card. But again, I forget it even happened because when you rewatch it, it's CM Punk where like he went like skinhead and he had that weird handlebar and he was a heel. And I'm like,
Punk is a great heel. I'm sorry, Punk's a great heel. And I know he's on everybody's like pop right now and being one of the favorites, but I love him as a heel. Like Randy, I think Randy's one of the best heels out there, and but they've gotten so far into this, literally like living legends right now. And it's hard to turn them heel right now. So,
when he came out with the shaved head for the debut of Collision, I was genuinely so excited because I'm like, are we getting genuine heel Punk back? I think that was the closest to where I was like, oh, come on, please.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like when you go back and watch this match, you can tell like he went full heel, man, and he did a damn good job of it.
Yeah.
But it's a good match. I think it's just a lot. It's kind of in that weird section because people forget about it. At least me, because it's on a shit Mania. The match before it was the Hell in a Cell, and then of course the match after, which we might as well go into it. WrestleMania 30. So Undertaker walks into WrestleMania 30, 21 wins, and he walks out 21-1. Should it have happened? Is the biggest question tonight.
Hell no.
Okay.
No, I mean no, but also I don't think it would have launched Lesnar into the Beast Incarnate Suplex City. I don't. I think it would have just been, here's Brock Lesnar, the former UFC fighter.
I saw Bear's reaction. You jumped a little bit, Bear.
Yeah, because Brock didn't need it.
No, I agree. 100%.
Not only did he not need it, it was such a, and I get the shock value of it, and hey, if you're gonna have Taker lose, have him lose to one of the best. I understand that, but Brock was at a level that it didn't make him or break him. And actually, a lot of people are pissed off that he won versus him losing. And then in the match too, you could tell something was up with Taker.
Oh God!
Oh yeah, he's concussed the whole match, you know. So
he doesn't even remember the match. Like he doesn't remember the match. Like it was a bad match. Brock, yeah, like you said, Brock didn't need it. He was a legitimate. Now here's the thing: the pros and cons for this. He didn't need the cons was he didn't need it. He was a megastar. You know, he didn't need the win part time or whatever you want to say. The pros, though, now for if you're gonna beat the streak, at least you know he was a legitimate, believable threat. You know, he's Brock fucking Lesnar. You know, it feels real because it is Lesnar. But again, the problem is he didn't need it because if Brock would have lost, Brock's one of the most, in my opinion, protected superstars ever. That dude could go out and lose to everybody in that locker room. NXT guys, tough enough fucking people. It don't matter. It ain't gonna hurt him one bit.
But see, that's the thing that I hate about the build up to it is you have Brock lose to Cena and you have Brock lose to Triple H. He should not have lost those two matches because you're gonna tell me that those two can beat Brock, but that the Undertaker can't. I think
I would probably feel more about the streak ending if he'd beat those two.
Yeah,
you were right before. You know, I'd have to agree with that. But again, Brock just didn't need it. He's one of, I think he's still one of the highest paid UFC fighters ever.
Yeah,
one of the highest paid wrestlers ever. Yep. But didn't need it. I mean, what did it? I'd have to say it didn't help the Beast Incarnate. You know. I don't think it did. I think him coming out and interrupting Cena is what started that because nobody ever thought Brock was coming back.
Right.
And Brock, when he was there the first time, made such a splash. I mean, dude, I think I was more upset that I didn't get that Brock versus the one that came back. You know, that to me, his first run was his best run.
Oh, absolutely.
You know. Yeah. You know, because he actually wrestled, not just went in there and suplexed everybody. Mm-hmm. He came back and he turned into John Cena, 4 or 5 moves, and he's done. You know, like that's it. So so again, badass, legit badass. You know, I would never say anything like this to his face because I'm a tough dude, but I'm not getting my ass kicked.
End up as beef jerky on the farm.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna be real. Any of my opinions, I would say to anybody in their face, especially Brock, because my wife would be set up for life, even though I'll be gone to heaven. My wife can. Hey. Yeah,
because you're not going to handle it very well.
I'm that realistic guy. If you did, would I take a punch from Tyson? Hell yeah. We just got to make sure that my wife and my kids get the right.
You got some.
Make sure my life insurance is paid up.
You got some damn good life insurance. But the thing is, so with WrestleMania 30 though, Vince wanted the streak done. That's a set in stone thing. It was going to happen no matter what. But here's the thing: Brock was not supposed to fight Taker on that card. Right. Brock was actually supposed to fight The Rock, and while that was happening, Vince had his mind set Taker is losing. So the question is, who was it supposed to be? Nobody really knows. There's some rumors here and there, but nobody really knows. But that then leaves the question to us. If the streak was going to break no matter what, who should it have been? Genuinely.
This next one.
Yeah, I was about to say, I would have definitely think the next one. But then at that time, who really needed it?
The next one, I think so, 100%. I mean, like they were. I mean, do we just want to say what the next one is? Bray at that time, like, think about it. Think how many people were pissed off again. Super Cena beat Bray because Cena didn't need it. Bray had created from his own, and that's the thing. Is it a Vince thing? or was it an
Yes,
experience thing?
yes.
Bray had created this entire persona out of nothing and launched it within a year. And if you have him beat The Undertaker, I truly think, because the rumors were that it was supposed to be Bray at 30 with Taker until Rock couldn't do it because of the movie and Rock and Brock got off. So then it ended up being Cena and Bray. I think that Bray Wyatt, because you passed the torch to Bray from Taker so many times. You did it at 31, technically, even though he lost. And then you did it again on that Monday Night Raw when Taker comes out. So, like, do it there. He's the new Prince of Darkness. He's the new, like,
Prince of Evil.
Yeah, he's the new force of evil that is larger than life. Do it there. It's hard to convince me otherwise that wouldn't have been a good idea.
I agree. I agree with that. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, now that I really think about it, I think you've kind of set in stone. I agree with you, man. The passing of the torch is the biggest thing, because I think a lot of people, everybody, like, at least, especially after you pass Bray Wyatt, we were all Bray Wyatt fans, but it definitely would have made him, the next, because it's hard to compete with Taker, because it's Taker. So It's hard to compete with that gimmick when you're trying to come out with that type of gimmick, the type of weird gimmick. And the only way to do it is if you get it passed down by that guy. And so,
and saying that like when the streak needs to end is when when he's done. Like, don't come back for another one, because to me it doesn't make any more sense.
And that's what pissed me off the most, is that he kept. And that's what pissed me off the absolute most about the one, because we're going to talk about the next couple ones too. That's part of the WrestleMania, and it's the very next one. And I absolutely hate it. And that's when he fought Roman and he lost again.
Well, no, you're skipping one.
Shane O'Mac.
Oh,
come on. That wasn't a bad match.
No, that was a good match.
And see, here's what the match was. Shane's the performer.
Yeah.
Shane had just came back. Now, nobody wanted that match, but Shane and Taker did what they could do.
For 30 minutes.
Let's face it. Shane, no matter how you feel about Shane is a hell of an entertainer. And
yeah. He's a worker. He's a worker.
Yes.
He
does not get enough credit for his in-ring work.
No.
And the thing is, and that was probably one of his better matches, because to me, that was him performing at his best. Like, I know somebody in this chat has heard me say it. He lost his happy feet, because he used to have happy feet when he worked, and he was nice and fluid in there, and he was comfortable in there. And I will still say that was one of Shane's best matches.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
And like Shane's psychology, just in general, I mean, you grew up in the business, so think of how many things you've learned from so many different generations of wrestlers that, like, okay, is Shane McMahon the greatest wrestler of all time? No, but every match, I cannot say I was ever bored at a Shane McMahon match.
Exactly. That match, and then probably his matches with X-Pac, because X-Pac didn't work.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are his better matches.
Again, sometimes you overuse gimmicks, and this was an overused, had no sense Hell in a Cell match. Yeah. That's the only thing I would say about that match I did not like.
I think that Vince was a gimmick thief on this, and literally stole Teddy Long's gimmick and said, "You're going to go one-on-one with the Undertaker." Like that's all what happened there. That's exactly what happened.
Here's the thing. Yeah.
If you're gonna punish Shane, then why not just put him against Brock Lesnar?
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I completely forgot about this match. I don't like to remember this match, even though it happened here. I don't care for this match. I don't care for this Mania.
What was Brock? Oh, Brock was too busy with Dean Ambrose.
Oh God, that was another shit match. Oh yeah, like
John Moxley.
Oh, that guy. Oh, he sucks too.
But you don't like when he takes a shoulder tackle and he bleeds?
This is what I'll say about John Moxley. He's not as bad, but he is this generation's Sandman.
Oh, damn.
I've never heard that one before.
The only difference is he doesn't crash a beer on his head. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that match, it went on for like 30 minutes. That whole Mania is just bad, but I just didn't, yeah, he jumped off the cell. Cool, but me personally, and I jumped the gun a little bit because the next match is the one that just frustrated the absolute living shit out of me.
I would say most.
Including Taker himself.
Let's be real. We saw it coming. As soon as they announced it, we knew what was going to happen.
Yeah,
that was the Royal Rumble where Shinsuke won, right? So I was at that Royal Rumble in Philly, and the stare down between Taker and Roman, and then I think like setting that up.
Yeah,
man, right when that happened, I'm just like, oh, you've got to be kidding me, because Undertaker was still my favorite wrestler, and I'm like, I know he can still go one more match, a main event at WrestleMania
with the right person.
And
a main event at WrestleMania with Roman Reigns. No,
and that's the problem. That's before Roman was, the tribal chief. That's when they were just shoving him down our throat. And they were trying.
I thought Roman was the new Cena. The new Hogan, the new Cena. Yeah, that's what they thought. Yeah. And he was, but he wasn't ready for it.
No, yeah.
And they didn't put him in a place where he could thrive and build. That, to me, is the whole problem with Roman Reigns back then. They shoved him down our throats, and if they would have let him naturally, because it right before the Shield broke up, everybody was loving Roman.
Yeah, if you give me a now Roman versus Taker, definitely sells tickets.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh
yeah,
shit, yeah.
Like
they just, hey, you're gonna be the guy. You're the next one up, so we're gonna
just let it build organically. That's
And it completely that came from this match. It genuinely was the Monday night after where he got booed out.
That was great.
That was the loudest today. That was the one to this day. That was one of the loudest boos. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But this match sucked all around.
But the funny thing for me was,
and then we had Netflix and Hogan came out. Oh,
oh yeah, that's right. That did happen. I forgot about that.
I tell you, but I would give Roman Reigns credit that he was smart enough to say one thing and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
I even take, and the problem is, Taker fucking hates this match. Good gosh, he despises this match.
What do we got there?
And so, we have
promoting. Cheap plug.
So Taker hates this match. I'm sure Roman fucking hates this match. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he got a win over Taker Mania.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for him. I mean, it didn't make any more sense. And I'm sure he didn't want to do it.
This match fucked up Taker mentally. He kept watching it, and it was tearing him up at home. He was watching it. It was like, what the hell? And that's what leads to the next shit match, because he trained so much. He was like,
which fucked him up even more mentally.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Is this a squash match?
Yes. Because he trained so hard. He did. He busted his ass. He's like, I can go. He told Vince, everybody, he's like, I can go. I want a 20-minute. I can go 20 minutes. I want to make that from last year better. They said, sweet, Cena, get out there. And it was a 2-minute squash match.
Yeah.
One of the greatest Undertaker John Cena matches I've ever seen was Vengeance of 2003. I truly believe they could have had that type of match that night if Vince would have let them go 20.
Cena didn't want it.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What's the point? You're John Cena. And it's the Undertaker. Get the fuck out there.
But see, and I have to say this: after him losing to Roman, what's the point of Taker beating John in a 20-minute match? It wasn't going to make them. It wasn't going to make either one of them any bigger.
It's just more.
It's called. We need to make sure Taker's name's on the card because he'll still draw money regardless of what he does. That's what that boils down to.
Yeah, exactly.
That we're going to squeeze this goose for as much as we can until we can't.
Yeah.
Exactly. And John's like, shit, I do 5 minutes, sit out in the crowd, drink a beer or two.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Stupid. Just stupid.
Yeah. And on top of that, it was, we didn't see Taker. This was all John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And if you really wanted to build Taker back up to make the match good, Taker should have been there. He should have been able to talk, go back and forth. Instead, they just like, we don't give a shit.
Well, you did, but the problem is you already did that 2 years prior. You did that with Bray. He wasn't there for the whole build up with Bray. So you just repeated the same exact story. Well, not repeat the same storyline, but you just repeated the same exact system. And it's like, I've seen this.
Because you knew he was going to show up. You know, he put his hat and his gloves down. He's not going to. No, then you said his name. He's going to appear. It just is what it is.
Oh God.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, and so that leads us to Undertaker's last match at WrestleMania 36 during the wonderful pandemic mania was the Boneyard match against AJ Styles. It's good, obviously, for what it is, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, and it's a nice little goodbye. Like, you know, they show him with his hand up and he's on the motorcycle and then that's the ending. I mean,
I mean, yes, I agree. It gives Taker a good send off, but to me, this could have ended the career. Like, AJ still had a few years left, and to me, I know he's been, you know, heavyweight champion and stuff like that, and WWE champion, but I feel like they've dropped the ball with AJ a little bit. Not a lot. You know, they've given him, you know, title runs and stuff like that, but I felt this would have been truly been like, okay, we believe in you as a WWE guy. Right. Like, because no matter what, when you say AJ, you know, talk about AJ Styles, what comes up? TNA. And to me, he's he probably is the best to ever come out of TNA. Like, is whatever, you know, but I felt like he could have still been the guy to take it, you know.
I think the thing that makes me the most upset about this is the last in-person in-ring match we got of Undertaker was Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler.
Jesus.
Like, that was at Extreme Rules.
We need him to come back and do you think he could come back and have another match? Genuinely, like, no. You think? You don't think so? Not
now. No, if you would have capitalized on that Cena run, I think that would have been a good last. Like, do what Cena's doing now. Do a 1 year tour. You know, started at Mania with Cena and then end it at 35. But
I'm honestly kind of surprised he hasn't. A little bit. Part of me is surprised that he hasn't, just because he's so. I mean, I get it. It's in his flesh and blood, but you know, it's kind of like Flair. You know. I'm really surprised he hasn't come back and be like, I'm just going to do it again. You know?
I don't think his wife would let him.
Yeah. I don't think Michelle would let him. But I don't think he needs to, because there's going to be that off chance that he doesn't have what it takes. I want to believe it because I'm a Taker guy, and to me he will always be a badass and one of the greatest of all time. But there's that off chance. Yeah. That we're not going to get what we want, and we're going to be so mad and so sad, and we're like, he should have never done it, and it's going to ruin us. It's going to ruin all.
And like, just to that point though, like, I think Sting is the best example of it, right? Sting got out right at the right time, knew how to get out. I thought that Revolution match was amazing, and like how everything was done. I don't think Taker could do something like that because he would want to get too physical and try and show.
And see, the thing is too, if he came back and had a match and it was shit, he would not be satisfied.
Yeah.
until
He'd do it again. Yeah, he'd
up.
do it again.
Then you go back to Saudi Arabia again.
And
And,
gosh.
and on top of that, even though we knew the Mystic Taker bullshit was bullshit, but it was the last of being the kayfabe that he didn't do interviews, he wouldn't do this. It would be more harmful for him to step back in a ring. Everything else would be out the window. We wouldn't feel the same about Taker because he stayed kayfabe. Now we know more about Mark. It would just destroy the Taker image.
Yeah, because he's on LFG as a coach and all that.
and I think that's why 36 was kind of the perfect send-off. I mean, I wish it would have been in front of people, honestly, but I think having that last image of him mixing everything together, every gimmick that he's ever done together, and honestly, it was kind of a blessing in disguise because it was so, like, it was nostalgic for me, like him riding in on the motorcycle into the match, like, because I got into wrestling. That's what made me fall in love with Taker, like the American Badass. Like I had to go back and I'm like, oh, this guy used to be dead. Like, what does that mean? And then go through all that. But like, I think having him bury AJ alive, riding off on the bike, man, I think it's a good send off.
I mean, the only thing I can't get over is the damn mannequin hand. That's the only thing I can't get over. I agree with it, but I also think if the other losses didn't happen, it should have ended with this one, because I can see the old school image of Taker's hand coming out and literally just falling, and that's it. Like, you mean, like, he still came back, but he's done. Like, he lays it back down and he's dead. That, I think that would have been a cool image as well. That would be me.
Yeah, because it's just weird to say, like, yeah, Taker is 25-2 at WrestleMania. Because I mean, and it's like, what the hell? Like,
like who else is 25-2 at WrestleMania?
Yeah, and it's just like now. And I meant to ask this earlier, but I just want to know, because it's just one of those things. Do you remember where you were in your reaction when the streak ended? Like when it hit the 1, 2, 3.
What the fuck? Are you stupid? Are you fucking kidding me? There was a lot of that going on.
I can't remember exactly where, but you remember the and I know everybody know the image I'm about to talk about. The bug-eyed look of that guy.
Yo, that dude, he's like,
yeah. Look, I was the same way. Stuff is real. But then you think, okay, somebody playing with me. They did something. They gonna
what accident just happened?
He
forgot to kick out. Like,
something happened.
Yeah. And again, and I always give credit to Paulie.
Oh, he told it. He sold it wonderfully.
That some bit. Oh my God, the look on his face was like, oh shit!
It was real. It was real.
It was genuine.
Genuine. Because when it hit the 1, 2, 3, the whole stadium went silent. Everybody went silent. Like, they didn't play Brock's music for a while on purpose. They didn't. Justin Roberts didn't announce the winner for a while. It was just, and it just
because nobody knew. Because nobody knew it was going to end. Like, they had Taker's music cued.
Like, it was like this, and I specifically remember I was in the living room. And I was watching it. My parents weren't huge wrestling fans, but they knew, and they understood all of that, and they were decent enough fans to understand the streak. And when it hit 1, 2, when it hit the 3, like, I remember I fell off the couch and I dropped I went to my knees, and I was like Paul E, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, that didn't happen. That didn't. Right. Even my mom was like, what? And it's just it's just one of those things you'll never forget. And if you rewatch it right now, dude, you get chills, you get goosebumps. Like, I still rewatch it, and it gives me goosebumps every single time.
I had to be honest with you. I've never rewatched it.
Really?
And don't plan on rewatching.
I was gonna say I could pull it up real quick for you.
I got a good question, and then I'm fixing to get off here. But so to follow up with all this about the streak, Okay, he's had great matches. All of them, most of them are all pretty good.
Yeah.
But if you could pick a guy that he got to do have a match with at WrestleMania, because he always tried to do as best as he could. If you could pick one guy that he didn't have a match with in the streak, who would it be?
Sting, easily.
Sting, yeah. Sting.
Honestly, real shit, The Rock. I wanted to see The Rock against the streak. But specifically like more of Hollywood and heel Rock, where he was the selling, the acting. I just thought it would be the Taker verse, in the streak. That's what I wanted.
Most people don't realize how close they came to having the Undertaker versus Sting.
Oh yeah, that was real close. Yeah. But technically, they've been in the ring against each other. It just wasn't Undertaker. Well, it wasn't Undertaker. It was Sting. Yeah. People don't know that. Yeah. It was Dean Marcellus, but
Yeah.
So, and I'm trying to remember the first ones, but I would actually say if I had to pick by physicality and I knew it'd be a banger match with Shawn. What about an Owen Hart?
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
That one would be good.
Damn good match.
That would be mine. That would be mine.
I think if we throw it back and I could take back one of the earlier, especially the Giant Gonzalez match.
John.
I would say I think Taker and Randy Savage would have been a great match during that time for Mania.
Taker, Randy Savage, I would enjoy. I'm a big Randy guy. I like Randy.
Bear, what about Taker and Hogan?
Oh man, Randy would have enjoyed bumping and selling for Taker.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Yeah, that's a good ass question. I've never really thought about that. I've always wanted The Rock to be one of the streak opponents, but I've never really dug deep into it. Who else?
But see that, and I think that's the cool thing where you can go back because he was in so many decades, right? You can go back and look at all that. Even missing out on WrestleMania 2000, I'd say throw him and Mick Foley in a street fight at WrestleMania 2000. That would have probably been cool,
It just dawned on me. I would have loved to see him and Kurt at WrestleMania.
Oh shit, that would have been a match.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
And it probably could have happened if unfortunately Eddie passed. It probably could have been Kurt Taker at that 22 instead of Mark Taker. But
I would like to see Perk Angle and Taker.
Hey, well, the good news is though we got TNA Kurt, and that's the best. That's better. And his TNA run's better than WWE run, but different story for a different time. But I think his TNA run is better than his WWE run. He was a different breed, man. He was a different man.
Here's the thing. I agreed being a different breed, different Kurt, but I feel like they just redid what they did in WWE. Because they gave him all those belts, okay, in TNA, right? Okay, he had multiple belts at WWE as well,
right?
He was the WWE champion, he was the European champion, he was the Intercontinental champion. All they did was redid it. Well, now, was he performing a lot better? Yes, but.
That's what happened. TNA was during that time, was just redoing shit from WWE.
Well, I was gonna say some of the best matches in the world are repeats that no one either doesn't remember or like me, as old as hell, that remember the matches. So.
Especially All Japan matches from 2002.
Oh shit!
Yeah. And here's the thing. I will diss on some people on their WWE, WWF runs or whatever, but go watch Hogan in Japan. Right. He actually knew how to freaking wrestle. So. Yeah.
Hey, as bad as I talk about Terry, I would never shit on his matches over in the foreign land because Terry knew he had to work.
Oh yeah.
And he knew if he tried that bullshit, they would broke his leg and shoved it down his head.
There's the difference from letting them go out there and do what they know how to do versus we're going to produce this whole damn thing.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So,
gentlemen, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Jason,
Anytime.
look forward to you two continually kicking the posse's ass.
thank you. It is honestly my gift back to the world. You know,
We're getting close.
And we appreciate it.
We're getting close. We're only a couple weeks away. We're getting close to.
Oh yes. I get to add to my collection. Oh, you know, like pretty gold. Throwing some nice blue in there would look real pretty. You know,
You're becoming the new Kenny Omega, the new belt, the new gold collector, man. Shit.
Blade, Bear, always a pleasure seeing you guys.
I don't know if I took that as a compliment or not.
Appreciate you, Mike. What do you? Oh man, hey, no, there's no Kenny Omega hate on this podcast, man. I'm sorry.
Well, hey, I was gonna say now the original belt collector that no one ever fucking gives credit to is Ultimo Dragon. Walked around, went all over the world with 9 titles.
See, I'd have took that compliment.
Hey man, you know, like Omega.
I won't say that I just dislike him. I'm just not a fan.
Wow.
You know, I think he's a great worker. I think he's a great wrestler. But you know,
I love Omega.
I definitely can understand because see, a lot of times people don't understand that you can be great, but you can be better if sometimes you don't shut your damn mouth. And as much as I love Omega and stuff, sometimes he just talks too much.
Mm-hmm. Will Ospreay, great in-ring performer. Shut up.
Yeah.
Get off Twitter. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that is his problem, and why it'll be a while before he goes to WWE. He'll go. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll eventually go one day. Yeah. But it'll be when he wises up and shuts his mouth.
Well, and like I said, these are all topics for another day. We'll get into that one day. But man, we do appreciate you joining us on the Streak episode. We appreciate everybody watching on the Streak episode. But before you go, anything you want to plug? Anything you're going to be coming up with? Anything soon?
Oh, you know, I got a couple things going on. You know, let's see. April 12th, I'll be heading back to Miserable Wells, Texas. Taking on a big rival of mine, the Ronin, Jason Soy. And y'all think I'm big. This dude's bigger than me. Like, he's a very big dude. We've had some really good matches. We had one at a beer fest in Cleburne, and and we had a bull rope match in Arkansas. So yeah, he's fun to work. We beat the hell out of each other. Like, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure I'm still up on wins on him, and that's not going to change. That's what I'll say. So, Rampage Wrestling, go check out. Watch me have another victory, of course. Let's see. Of course, April 26th, me and the Juicy One, Joe Angelo Garcia, will be back at APW, Advanced Pro Wrestling. He went off the wall. Impressive. Shut up, Chris. Look, you're a Jack the Juicy fan. You're not supposed to be saying that, Chris. Jesus. I'll lock him in this office again. But yeah, April 26th, he's got me off the wall. April 26th, where legends are made. Me and the Juicy One will become the first ever APW Tag Team Champions when we beat those buffet-eating fat boys, the Posse. And I swear I'm going to slap the piss out of Rock Band because I know everybody loves when I do it.
Yes, I do.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
And then April 27th, we are not wrestling, but if you ever want to go to NTW North Texas Wrestling, we're going to be celebrating our NTW Tag Team Championships. Look at that right there, that one right there. With some custom NTW Tag Team Championships and getting revealed to us with our names on them. Pretty sick. Let's see. Of course, we got May 3rd and May 4th in Cleveland for some APW shows. Cinco de Mayo. It's always going to be good. That's kind of what I have going on right now. So, mostly right now. I'm looking forward to working Jace. I always like beating him up, but I am really looking forward to these being. I've actually never been an undisputed champion, so that's going to be really cool. I get to carry a lot of belts out, but one for just one title or two for one title, that's going to be pretty neat. So, and then I've heard they might, APW might be in works, because I know they want to make these undisputed tag team titles, and it sounds like this match is going to be the one to happen. I've heard they're even going to customize those. And so, and I've heard they have our nameplates on them as well, because we're going to kill the posse. So.
Well, Bear, you hear that? It sounds like I'm going to 3 shows this month.
Yes, sir.
And the first one's actually next Saturday. Look at that, Mineral Wells.
Miserable Wells.
I'm sorry. I can't talk shit about Brady's hometown, man. He lives right there. He lives like 2 minutes from that arena.
Oh, that explains a lot.
He literally lives, I shit you not, like 5 minutes from there. So, hey, I'm sorry, Brady. I did say it. But like I said, it sounds like I'll be going to 3 shows. Those are going to be 3 great shows. Like I said, King Outlaw, we appreciate you jumping on with this episode. This was a great episode. I'm glad we did this. I already said it before, just like when he did the damn Montreal screw job. Oh, it gets talked about a lot. Streak gets talked about a lot. I don't give a damn. We talked about it today because it's a big thing in wrestling. It's one of wrestling's best feats, so shut the hell up. But like I said, we appreciate you joining us, and we do hope to catch you in future episodes. And look at that. Brady says, Miracle Wells.
Miracle Wells?
I don't know.
This is the miracle of Miserable Wells, that most of their population doesn't have like arms growing out of their heads or eyeballs on their knees or something like that, because I heard that incest is a real thing, and I'm not saying it happens in Mineral Wells, but I have heard rumors. So I'm neither going to deny or confirm that it has happened in Miserable Wells, but I will say that I have heard the rumors. So,
well, there we go. There's the section where Jason pisses people off. I knew it was going to happen at some point. It was right there. I was waiting for it. I was like, damn, we're going to get to a pocket. Well, there it is. Nope, there it is.
It just happens. It's a gift. It's a gift.
Yep, there it is. Shit. But, yeah, we appreciate you all watching. If you want to tune in to the B&B show next week, we will not be doing a B&B show, Bear, because I will be at Rampage Wrestling. Holy shit, I will not be here. But the week after that, we will be doing a watch long, because that is WrestleMania. So we will be doing a watch long. That'll be a good episode. But we appreciate you watching. What's up?
If it was me, and I have all these crazy great ideas.
Okay.
We could probably go live with a little bit on a selective match at Mineral Wells. And I'm sure Mr. Professor Bear wouldn't mind doing a little call-in or a little call-in action while he's watching it live stream. Just saying.
Hey, that sounds like a plan to me.
I was gonna say, we've done it once before. I think we can do it again for a certain match.
Yeah, I'm not saying I have any pull, but I just the key word in my name is outlaw, and I just don't listen to freaking rules. So I just kind of do my own thing. So whatever.
Well, I thought the key word was gonna be king, because you made.
Oh, I'm the king. I am the king, but outlaw just means I just don't listen to anybody as well.
That's fair. Yeah. No, that sounds like a great idea. So if you're listening right now, you can catch a certain match next Saturday right here live on WSN. Bear would love to do commentary. Thank you, Bear, for volunteering. Thank you so much.
That's what I'm here for, baby.
Exactly.
You know, and he might get lucky. He might be one of his favorite wrestlers of all time right now, wrestling the King Outlaw Jace Bruce.
There you go. Hey, it's gonna be a great match. I get to be there live though, so whatever. But like I said, we appreciate everybody watching. Check out all the other WSN shows we have. We have them throughout the week. Go download our app. Go follow our Facebook. Go do this. Go do that. All we're everywhere. But Bear, any last words?
Just go out and support your local wrestling, man. Make sure you are doing your best to appreciate what these fine women and gentlemen are doing for our entertainment, and they bust their butts. Make sure you go out and give them and show them love, because I'm telling you, yes, WWE is great. AEW is great, but your independent shows are just a little better, and show them that love.
Yes, I 100% agree. I've been to many independent shows now around here in North Texas, and I haven't had a bad show. They've been all great shows. I enjoy it. Go out, go to APW, NTW, AIWF, Rampage, DFW, Metroplex, you name it. Just find one, or if you're not in Texas, go wherever the hell, because there's a lot. And so go out, enjoy it. Trust me, you'll love it, and you're gonna fall in love with one of the wrestlers or a certain podcaster, commentator. You never know who's gonna show up. Holy shit,
man!
Spoiler alert. But like I said, we appreciate you all watching. Please tune in next week for the live stream, and then tune in the week after that for our WrestleMania watch along. But we appreciate you as always. We will see you next time.